Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the GSD naughty list. Let's start with the wrist chuck. I have the Militado ML04, and Grogu's wearing my Rolls Team 7910. Grogu said that Princess Leia is upset. Now that the Empire has fallen, Naboo has returned to electing teenage girls as queen, but this time they are including a talent portion in a swimsuit competition. I asked if she is upset because she thinks there's a better way of choosing a planetary leader than a swimsuit competition. He said no, she's upset because she is too old to run. She was going to kill it in Jabba's slave girl outfit. All right, let's take a look at the watch. It comes in the exact same box the last GSD I got came in. And it comes with the exact same hang tag. It says 003. So when I had their Royal Oak homage, I assumed that was the reference number. But since this is the same hang tag, then I guess that's not the case. So I don't know what the reference number is. There's nothing written on the watch, and there's nothing in the ad copy on AliExpress. So don't know what it is. But here it is. It's a pretty good, though, for a novice homage, considering I only paid 40 bucks for it. This is the second GSD on my channel. The first one was a Royal Oak, and I thought the reference number was 003 because that was what was on the hang tag, but this one has the same hang tag, so we don't know what the 003 means. Maybe I'll just make up my own reference number. I'll call it the 711 because it's a 5711 at a 711 budget. This watch is an homage to a Patek Philippe 5711 Nautilus with a green dial, which costs as much as my house. But at the $40 I paid for it, you're getting a pretty good watch, and it is even only $34 at the current AliExpress sale if this review gets out before it ends. This watch only comes in two colorways. We have the green I chose, or they have the Tiffany blue. I guess GSD decided if you're going to have a Nautilus homage, you might as well go whole hog. The watch is 39.5 millimeters wide at the flats of the bezel, but 42.4 if you measure from ear to crown guard. It's 48.3 millimeters lug to lug with inverted end links, and they kind of articulate, but not fully. It's 12 millimeters thick. Lug width does not apply, but 25 millimeters where the bracelet meets the case, and it tapers down to 17 at the clasp. It weighs 159 grams on the supply bracelet with 3 links removed. So this is a fairly heavy watch. The bezel is your typical Nautilus style with the vertical brushing. And then we have the dial. It's a teak dial, and it's the same green as a green Nautilus. So I think they did a pretty good job with the green. Then we have the minute markers. Then we have baton indices with a double baton at the 12. We have the GSD name and logo printed on top. And then it says 20 joules underneath. And I don't know if there's 20 joules in this movement or not. The rotor says 25. So I don't know if they just threw some stuff on the dial because I don't know what the movement is. Then we have the hands. We have fence post, hour and minute hand. And then we have a second hand with no loom. And then we have a date at the 3 and no cyclops. A real Nautilus doesn't have a cyclops either. But I think they did a pretty good job with the dial. As you can see, there's a sunburst effect. Not bad considering the price. Then we have a unsigned push-pull crown. Then we have the crystal. It's a flat mineral glass. I tested it, not sapphire. And if you look at the copy of the GSD ad in AliExpress, it doesn't even mention crystal. It's a very limited copy, so it's not making a claim of sapphire or anything, so it's not lying. Then we have the solid steel case. I think they did a good job with that. Nice brushwork. We have a chamfered polished edge, and then we have these ears, so it looks a lot like a Nautilus. So they did a good job with the case. And then we have the case back. So let's take a look. And as you can see, we have a display case back. And it's a screw down. And you can see there's no writing on the case back at all. The only writing is on the rotor, and it says 25 joules. So that's inconsistent with what it says on the dial, because it says 20 joules on the dial. I'm inclined to believe the 20 over the 25, because 25 would imply a clone to the 2824, and this is not a 4 hertz movement, so I don't think it's a 2824 clone. So more than likely it's a Chinese made movement, but once again there's no writing on it. But we'll go ahead and put it on the time grapher and take a look and see how it's doing. I haven't seen it yet on the time grapher, so this will be news to me. Here it is on the time grapher, and as you can see, we got some pretty bad numbers here. It's running a little fast, so that's plus 12 isn't horrible, but look how inconsistent it is. It went from plus 12 to plus 4, and now it's at minus 4. So very inconsistent. And look at that amplitude, 175 degrees, so that's really bad. And look at that huge beat error, 1.8 milliseconds. That's why you see 2 lines on the screen. So yeah, so this movement's all over the place. Then we have the bracelet. The bracelet's an H style. That's similar to a real Nautilus. It has the brush links with the polished edges, and then it has the polished center links, and they're fully articulating. A lot of these H-link bracelets are fake, where the center links are attached to the other links, but this one is not. But because of the design, though, it still doesn't flex very much, so it doesn't really contour to the wrist very well. Then we have push pin adjusters, not screw pin. I'm perfectly happy with push pins. They came right out, no big deal. And then we have the clasp. This is kind of unusual, because usually a Nautilus homage will either have a push button or a fold over, but this one has both. It would have been nice if they would have just ditched the fold over, because I prefer the push button over a friction one, yeah, but because of the design, it's just kind of odd. I just wish they would have got rid of the fold over, but that's no big deal. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. It looks nice. It wears nice. But once again, this bracelet's kind of stiff. Doesn't contour the greatest. And I've never worn a real Nautilus, obviously, so I don't know how this compares to the real thing. But every good quality Nautilus homage bracelet I've ever had has the same drawback. It just doesn't flex very well. I removed 3 links to fit on my wrist, and there's plenty of other links to remove, so plenty of links. So you'll be able to wear this if you have a tiny wrist. But 8 1/4 is about the best you're going to do on the other direction. Here we are in the loom room. Nobody buys a $40 Nautilus homage for the loom, but we might as well test it. As we speed up the time, we see a pretty good green C3 glow, but everything is fading fairly fast, and the indices will soon be gone. At least the hands are doing much better, if not great. Not awful loom, but still not anything I would consider to be good. What do I like about this watch? Well, it's solidly built and feels substantial, and looks a lot like a Nautilus. I like this green teak dial. And the bracelet's a true H-link bracelet. What are my grapes and groans? The bracelet isn't very flexible and does not contour to the wrist very well. And since it has a push button clasp, they could have just got rid of this fold over. And no micro adjuster half links for such a heavy watch. Plus the movement is all over the place on the time grapher. Do I recommend this watch? Sure. This is one of the better Nautilus homages I've reviewed, and it is really well priced at only $40. Well, thank you for watching my review of the GSD 711 Naughty List, and I will be back with another review or unboxing. Probably a review. I don't think I have anything coming from AliExpress soon. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you like this watch, be sure to use my affiliate link and I will get a tiny, tiny commission. And be sure to buy it now when it's on sale because 34 bucks is pretty good. If you're seeing this review after the sale, 40 isn't bad either, really. Bye.